can Donald Trump bomb a defiant Iran into submission over Hormuz? As of now, senior Iranian officials are upping the ante, sharpening their threats, with neither side backing down. And as the latest exchange of strikes between Iran and the United States continued into Monday, it's all boiling down to one strategic waterway. The tussle over controlling the Strait of Hormuz has only intensified. The United States and Iran are both doubling down. In fact, just a short while back, this is what US President Donald Trump posted on Truth Social. He's not mincing any words. I'm quoting from his statement. The Hormuz Strait is open and will remain open, with or without Iran. We are reinstating the Iranian blockade, so named because it is only stopping Iran's ships or customers from entering or leaving. All other countries will have fair and open use of the strait. The USA will be, from this point forward, known as the guardian of the Hormuz Strait, but as such and as a matter of fairness, will be reimbursed at the rate of 20% on all cargo shipped for any and all costs necessary to do the job of providing safety and security to this very volatile section of the world. The process and formation will begin immediately. That's what the US president has said just a short while back. Now, let's just lay out the context for you. What's happened on the ground? What's the background? A weekend of attacks stretching across the wider West Asia region, making the situation increasingly precarious. Here's what has already unfolded and what the two sides have said earlier. The latest exchange, remember, was sparked by an Iranian attack on a container ship on Sunday at the Strait of Hormuz. In fact, Iran says it has the right to manage traffic through the strait and potentially charge fees in accordance with the interim peace deal reached last month. The US disputes that strongly, citing international law on the freedom of navigation, and has tried to establish an alternative route as well outside of Iranian control so far. The Strait of Hormuz, remember, is a vital maritime corridor for global trade, is what the U.S. Central Command has said, also saying Iran does not control it, quote unquote. That's what they have said earlier as well. Iran's paramilitary Revolutionary Guard sharply rejecting America's earlier statement as well, saying the Strait of Hormuz is our territory, saying that they will not allow an army from the other side of the world to continue what they call illegal interference in it. But then here's the thing. As long as the tussle over the Strait of Hormuz continues, the region gets pulled deeper into uncertainty. In fact, the U.S. military Central Command described its forces as hitting dozens of sites in those strikes on Monday, including air defense systems, radar sites, missile and drone equipment and small boats. Missile alert sirens sounded 3 times on Monday itself in Bahrain, which, remember, is home to the U.S. Navy's 5th Fleet. And Kuwait said it was intercepting hostile fire in Jordan as well. The kingdom's military said it shot down 4 Iranian missiles in an incident that resulted in 0 casualties or material damage, quote unquote. Jordan, remember, also hosts the U.S. military forces and aircraft. In Iran, meanwhile, authorities reported attacks earlier in several parts, and at least 2 people were killed earlier, as per the state-run news agency. Meanwhile, a base belonging to the armed wing of an Iranian Kurdish opposition group based in Iraq's semi-autonomous northern Kurdistan region came under drone attack on Monday. Earlier, Iran media reported explosions of unknown origin heard in southern Iran near the Strait of Hormuz, following an exchange of attacks between Tehran and Washington. And while those developments have continued to trickle in and the region remains on edge increasingly, remember, the fighting was focused on the status of the Strait of Hormuz. We just told you what the U.S. president has said in the latest as well. On Sunday, the U.S. military had said it hit some 140 targets, including missile and drone launch sites, ammunition dumps, communication equipment. Iran, meanwhile, retaliated by attacking nations in the region hosting U.S. military forces. So that's how things reached this point. It also insists that it alone must control the Strait of Hormuz and potentially charge vessels for traveling through it. And Sunday's attacks stretched to Bahrain, Kuwait, Qatar, Jordan, and even Oman, which, remember, shares the Strait of Hormuz with Iran. Oman, which has long been an interlocutor in a way between Tehran and the West, also summoned an Iranian diplomat to criticize the attack. Iran's foreign ministry spokesperson, meanwhile, blaming Washington for the chaos gripping the entire region. What happens here onwards will not just dictate where things stand as far as the rising tensions are concerned, but also determine the fate of West Asia, and the entire world will be watching closely. Remember, Iran and the US are nearly halfway through that 60-day period in which they were supposed to negotiate a permanent end to the war and an agreement on Iran's disputed nuclear program. The Strait of Hormuz crisis and the tussle that we are witnessing has been a direct fallout of the war that started on the 28th of February with the US-Israel strikes on Iran. Iran has naturally used its most important bargaining chip, which is the crucial waterway. But then will Trump's strategy as of now work? Can he bomb Iran into submission? So far, it does not seem to work, and Iran continues to assert control over the strait, even as Trump has issued that statement. A series of attacks over the Strait of Hormuz, overall intensifying fears of a return to all-out war. The global economy cannot afford another round of uncertainty and disruption. But as of now, the clouds of uncertainty continue to hover over West Asia, escalating fears of further disruption to the global economy, with neither side showing signs of backing down from a cycle of attacks that is unraveling the ceasefire and pushing the region into deeper uncertainty. To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.